I'm on a quest, guys, and that quest is to determine which phone is going to be the best phone for Brawl Stars. Now here, in one hand, I've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, which is a pretty fantastic phone. But, in the other hand, as its competitor, I've got the Razer Phone 2. Hope you enjoy the video. Hello fellow brawlers, I'm Carl Simon. It is time to brawl. Now today, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Razer Phone 2, and I'm going to be testing it out. I'm going to be seeing which I like more for playing Brawl Stars. I wanted to give a huge thank you to Razer for sending me this phone so that I could actually do this video. But of course guys, with all my sponsored content, I will not refrain from being honest to my own self and honest to you guys as well. That being said, we do kind of have two biases here, okay? For the first bias, obviously, is that they sent me a free phone. But the second bias, guys, is that I have been using Samsung products ever since my Samsung Galaxy S2. So, let's go ahead and open it up. First of all, I gotta say this shrink wrap is super... I'm just kidding. The box is nicer than the one my Samsung came in. Let's see here. Says, Razer phone was created for those serious about performance, whether it's kicking butt in game or kicking back and enjoying movies in HDR. We showed the world a device that redefined the standard in mobile gaming and entertainment. Now, meet the Razer Phone 2. So here's the box. Phone right in there. Okay, so first thing that I'm noticing here is that they're actually like equally heavy. I think that at first glance it looks like the Note 9 is thinner, but in all reality this one just has like a more square shape than the Note 9 does, which has a curved edge screen, which actually I really don't like the curved edge screen in the Note 9. Do you ever just feel like you don't want to take off the plastic wrap? Like you're like, ooh, this is so nice. I don't want to take it out of its plastic. A little bit of ASMR right here for you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, this is really... Oh, I almost dropped it. Another really important thing that, man, they're smart, is that the volume buttons, there's no... Okay, so when I'm holding my phone, this is where my pinkies go, okay? I talked about this in another video. Ooh, this actually feels really nice. Where on my other phone, you see that? You see that right there? Buttons right where my pinkies are going, and I can't tell you how many times I'm actually playing and I accidentally hit like a volume up or volume down button. That's not going to happen with this Razer 2 phone, and that's really nice. Man, I complained so much in another video about how mobile phones were just like not made for gaming for so many different reasons. This is awkward. Seriously, this is awkward. It's a curved edge. Oh, this is my Note 9, and it just makes holding the phone like strange and awkward, whereas this has like it's square. It's not like rough edges. And actually the edges are kind of like nice and soft. It feels like my fingers are actually holding something up. That's really cool. They thought of a lot of different things. At first when I saw it, I was like, I'm not so sure of like how I feel about how boxy the phone is. But if it's gonna make my hands feel way more comfortable while I am playing, I don't even care. In fact, the boxy look, I wouldn't even say that the boxy look is bad. It's just different than one that I'm used to. But that comfort, that makes a big difference for me. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the rest of the box right here. Instructions. Do you guys ever read these? Oh. Does this not have a headphone jack? There's no headphone jack on here. The reason why I noticed they didn't have a headphone jack in is because they actually include a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So you don't have to worry about having to buy this extra part. There's a couple of things. There are a couple of issues with having a headphone jack in your phone. It's annoying to not have one, but I can understand why Razer might not have done it. First of all, it takes space, and so where they are trying to maximize all of the stuff inside the phone, but also here's what happens when I'm playing with the headphones in on my Note 9. Okay, look at this. You ready? Where do I like put my... It's so awkward, like between my fingers, like there's gotta be, it's strange, it's weird, I don't even know what to do with it, like, so I can understand that. I got it. I'll use the USB-C port that Razer sent me with my phone right here. Oh yeah, and then I'll be able to plug it in. There we go. Now it's in the perfect spot. Between these two fingers, that's where I want it to. Yeah, that feels great. That feels really good in the Razer phone as well. It's the same position, just like right in the middle. Perfect between my first and my second finger. It's awkward on my other phone where I had to do it between these two fingers. It just feels really strange, but this feels very natural. Next thing is a braided charging cord. This one is actually a lot higher quality. The one that I got with Samsung actually feels really cheap. Whereas this one, this feels like it is going to last me forever. And I don't have anything to say about the charger except that it has a cool Razer logo on it. More ASMR. Okay, I have taken a look at this from every angle that I think I can before plugging it in and charging it and actually going to town on it. So we'll do that, and then we'll actually play some Brawl Stars and see how it compares. I don't know what I'm looking at. Ooh, that was cool. Oh my gosh, the vibration just feels really nice. Oh wow. While I'm installing the updates that are immediately come on there, I noticed this. It's gone from silver to green. Oh man, that's cool. That is so sweet. Wow, that reflection is great. You can just see my whole office, can't you? Well, the glass is clean. I was like really surprised at how quickly the phone actually charged. It charged up to 100% really, really fast. So I actually did a little bit of research. It looks like my Note 9 has Qualcomm charging 2.0, whereas this has 4.0. I don't know exactly what the, man, that green logo, that's sweet. I don't know exactly what the difference is, but it looks like it actually charges faster. I am in the phone. You can switch to whatever color you want. You can have it like breathe. You can do a spectrum. Switch it to a little bit more Kairos blue. Okay, I just got this all set up right here. One thing I want to quickly note is that what you're seeing right here, that how it's like seems a little like glitchy and not super smooth. That is not what is actually happening. I'm actually using a Google Chromecast to bring it up onto my screen right there so you guys can see that. What's on my phone is 120 refresh frames per second. I mean, that's insane. You're probably only seeing right there 30, so like 4 times that. And guess what, guys? 2 times the refresh rate of my Note 9. What? Also, one thing I really appreciate is that they did not like spam my phone with a ton of stupid, useless apps that I'm not going to use, which is one of my biggest complaints that I've always had with Samsung. This is turning into a rant against Samsung, which I like Samsung products, but there are some things I really appreciate that the Razer did with this. Okay guys, I've been talking a lot about the phone, and I think it's time we finally actually jump into Brawl Stars and see how it looks. Now if that super does not look OP, oh man, I don't know. Man, this just looks so clean. I gotta say, this is really beautiful. I love this extra refresh rate. I know that you guys aren't seeing it like I am. It is just gorgeous. I mean, everything just moves so smooth. Oh wow, that animation looked really clean. That animation doesn't even look clean on the iPad that I typically use for recording purposes. Check out these speakers. Whoa. Is that a... What? Sorry, Jigsaw. Whoa, that is loud. Okay, so I'm going to play some gameplay going on right here and to kind of talk about my first impressions after just playing for like 5-10 minutes. First of all, I actually switched the recording. The recording is no longer using my Chromecast. I figured it was just too low quality for what I wanted to show you guys. So now what you're seeing is me playing at 120 frames per second, but I couldn't find an app that would record the screen at 120 frames per second. So what you're seeing is 60 frames per second. I mean, even then, you would not be able to see 120 frames per second on your device unless you had a Razer Phone 2, because it's the only device that I know of that has a refresh rate of 120 frames per second. It looks really clean. It's really not anything that you can ever experience unless you see somebody use it in hand. Like, it's really cool. So one thing that I did notice while I was playing Brawl Stars at highest performance possible, so like 120 frames per second, 2.8 gigahertz on the CPU, and a resolution of 1440p, which is more than HD. And then on top of that, using another app in the background to record everything that was going on the screen at a resolution of 1440p, and then also recording at 60 frames per second. So 2 massive, massive, massive things, and the phone started to get a little warm, which is to be expected. The Samsung would have also gotten warm at that, trying to do that. Like, you can't even play at 120 frames per second on the Samsung, so it's absolutely insane. But what was really cool, it's been like 4 minutes, and my phone is completely back to normal now. And I don't know if like what they have for cooling, but it was cool because for a couple reasons. First of all, the heat was completely dissipated throughout the entire phone. It wasn't in just like localized in one place, which is one complaint that I have with like the Note 9. And it's also going to be a lot more comfortable in your hand. It's annoying to play with one hot hand and one cold hand. But then also it cooled down really, really fast. And I mean, Razer made this for gamers, so they've got to have stuff like that in mind. And huge props to them for doing something, because it works great. It works really great. Okay, now I will say one thing about the Razer, or about the Note 9, that I actually like more for playing Brawl Stars than on the Razer. I think the Razer's way more cleaner and crisper, but the screen width. Okay, so over on the right, I got my Note 9. Over on the left, I have the Razer Phone 2. And what you may notice is that the aspect ratio is different, which means that on the Note 9, the screen is actually wider. What Brawl Stars does is it cuts it down to a 16:9 aspect ratio for you. And then if there's anything bigger, height-wise or width-wise, it just puts black bars on the sides, so it doesn't actually matter. But one of the biggest things for mobile gaming for me is my thumbs getting in the way of where I'm actually able to see. It feels very good on the Razer phone. I was really concerned about it on the Razer phone before I actually tried it out. I'm less concerned about it now. It actually isn't like, it's not bad. It really isn't. The difference is that these are massive speakers on both sides of the phone. Here's a sound test for the Note 9 at max volume for Brawl Stars. Now let's try the Razer phone, where they are forward facing. Well, see, that's...
My tools ain't for fools.
It's way louder. I will say though, the smaller aspect ratio width-wise, it does make it easier to type in the chat for Brawl Stars, which is a big benefit, because when you're on that Samsung Note 9 and you're just like swiping or you're hitting keys all over the screen, it really is actually pretty annoying. Like, every single time I do it, I'm like, this is so annoying. But it actually feels pretty good on the Razer Phone 2. Okay, so I've talked about a lot of different things, and I like the Razer Phone 2 more for playing Brawl Stars, okay? And I don't think that that's actually my bias because they sent me a free phone. I think that I have always had Samsung products, and I've always really loved their products. But the Samsung Note 9, it was not developed for gamers, okay? But this phone, this is designed for gamers. It's way more comfortable holding it like this. Don't get me started on that again. I do wish that the Razer had a wider aspect ratio. I do appreciate the bigger speakers that are forward facing. The Note 9 has good speakers, but I mean, these are monster speakers here. And then I think what really takes the cake is the fact that you can actually just, I mean, you can maximize that performance at 120 frames per second. It is smooth as butter. It is, I mean, you take butter and then you smooth it out even more. I mean, you take a pristine lake. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with that. Also, I didn't realize this. The scanner for you to put like your home button is like, it's perfectly right here. And it has that scanner for your fingerprints. I'm actually really excited about that. You just put your phone right there and you're in. What? Oh my gosh. I'm in. Another thing to mention is the fact that my Note 9 only has 6 gigs of RAM. I went with the cheapest version of the Note 9 that I could, which is still slightly more expensive than the Razer Phone 2. Whereas the Razer Phone 2 is cheaper than the Samsung Note 9, and it has 8 gigs of RAM. Seriously, you can't see this, but just doing that, it's like my eyes can't even keep up. Like, are my eyes even at 120 hertz, or I don't know. This is a Quora post that says, what is the highest frame rate that can be recognized by human perception, and what rate do we essentially stop noticing the difference? Not the most scientific place to try and get your information, but it's at least interesting here. Looks like our nerves can do about 1,000 times per second, but it seems that the highest that we can on average interpret is up to about 150 frames per second. 120 is not far off. This is almost perfect vision. And it really shows. I seriously wish you could see it. Like, it's just really, really cool. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of like an unboxing / comparison to what I've already had in the past / scientific study on the human eyes or something. Anyways, guys, I want to give a huge thank you to Razer for sending this phone to me, letting me try it out. I'm really excited about playing on it. Honestly, I really am. I've actually already purchased a really sweet case holder that I'm really stoked for. And of course, I wanted to give a huge thank you to my YouTube and Patreon sponsors for helping support the channel in such a big way. For now, this is Kairos Time ticking by, and we will see you in Brawl Stars.